Derby that still kind of is like, all right, I get why you do it this way, but it's still kind of like my man hit 63 home runs or 64 home runs, something like that in the first two, and they amounted to nothing. Like they got him to the finals. He's going to be, I feel like he's going to be what you remember, but in the end, it was just got you to the finals. You wore yourself out, buddy. You didn't save anything for that final round, even though I thought the final round was, again, super entertaining.
Yeah, I think what I always concern myself with when it comes to home run derby is what do guys look like the week after? And it usually does do damage. And that's the one thing that, I mean, I don't know what the statistics are post home run derby, but it does seem like in the past that we've seen guys like really take a nosedive in the second half. They do wear themselves out. They start swinging for the fences. I always tell people, like, when you play slow pitch softball, the worst possible thing that can happen is a guy can get lucky and just rip a home run because then it ruins him. He wants to be a home run hitter from then on, and it's, they just fly out all the time. It's, there's 4 outfielders in softball. So I always think of the George Clooney line from Dusk Till Dawn? He's like, I got 6 little friends and they're all faster than you. Talking about his gun, his pistol. Yeah, and that's what slow pitch softball is. Like, you can't outrun, you can't hit a ball past 4 outfielders. It just doesn't happen. So, yeah, it just ruins everything.
Yeah, like I mean, swinging like that for that long is just it's unnatural.
Yeah.
But again, it was entertaining, and I love the fact that on days after turning down a 15-year, $440 million contract, Juan Soto wins. I'm so amused by that Juan Soto on the stage where you're looking at it, 15 years, $440 million. Man, what is this dude at? What is he worth in Major League Baseball? And then he goes out there, wins the home run derby, and maybe you're reminded, oh yeah, this dude's really good because that swing is sweet.
Yeah, and if you look at 15 years, like what with inflation the way that it is right now, I mean, they were looking for a substantial discount. I don't know, how else to look at it. I mean, that's a substantial discount. You're only looking at, less than $30 million a year, right? Over the 15 years. And I know some of that's going to be upfront and buy out his arbitration years and, get the ball rolling now on his contracts. But like 10 years from now, do you think $29-30 million is going to be worth it for that guy? And the answer is no. He's got that contract in him when he hits like 26.
See, that's the thing too, to me, James, that really needs to, like, 15 years. Like that's the thing about baseball contracts that I absolutely hate. Like, what are we doing? 15 years? Double-digit year contracts that they do in baseball. I think they do them in hockey too. They're silly, man. That's just absolute silliness to me.
We haven't seen a lot of these 15-year contracts or like even
I don't
10-year.
think one that long.
Yeah, 10-year contracts for sure. But it definitely started with hockey. Hockey doing those extremely long contracts. I guess, the NBA, what is it? The longest contract the longest extension you can sign is 5, but that's an extension on top of 1. So the longest you can have a guy under contract is 6 years. So yeah, interesting stuff.
And that was collectively bargained what, a decade and a half ago? Because it used to be 7 years. What wasn't that the deal you used to be able to do, or the longest deal you could do was 7 years?
Yeah, they shortened it, and they went too short, and then they extended it back out a year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Mike Trout, interesting. In the chatty house, they say Mike Trout is 13 years, $430 million.
You said 13?
Yeah, but when did Mike Trout's contract start? So if Mike Trout's contract started 2 years ago,
Bryce Harper, I think, or around the same time as Bryce Harper.
Yeah, and Bryce Harper got paid too. Yeah, but
you get that Mike Trout money though.
Yeah, that's true.
You got that Mike Trout money. It's amazing. It's great. The Angels you have two of the most dynamic players on the planet on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Like, that's such a disservice to baseball because everybody should want to see Shohei Ohtani every single night. But most people don't because they're on the Angels. You seek out the Shohei Ohtani highlights, but no one's checking for them on a night-to-night basis because you know what a disaster that they are.
Yeah, I mean, they're just horrific. Like, I don't understand why they can't get out of their own way. And it's not like they haven't put money into it. You know, it's not like they didn't have a good manager or anything. You know, they just can't seem to figure it out. And I don't get it. I mean, when you've got two superstars, that's usually enough to anchor a team. You know, go out and get like 5 professional hitters. You know, like, they don't have to be great, but they have to be able to work a count. They've got to have some pop. They've got to have a high on-base percentage. Guys that actually, you know, are functional hitters. That's like when the Oakland A's are at their best, it's not because they have a bunch of superstars. It's because they have a bunch of really, really good professional hitters. And it's something that the Angels don't seem to have a strong grasp on.
When exactly are the Oakland A's at their best?
Well, at this point, I'm not sure. Yeah. They're at their best when they're on the All-Star weekend and they're sending their starting pitcher on a commercial flight.
Oh my gosh, that was absurd. And equally is like, if you had just read the headline, All-Star sent on a commercial flight by team, everyone would have known. Oh, it's the A's.
It's the A's.
It's the A's. Everybody would have known in that moment. It's the A's. We're going to talk Kings here as we roll along. Sean Cunningham's conversation with us yesterday is really sticking out in my head. Partly because I heard him say a lot of the same things on the Deuce and Mo podcast earlier this morning, and there's just one particular